Hello everybody, it is December 19th, 2014, and this is Maria Vox with a VoxBox Spiritual Update. The topic is Chrislam, which is spreading like a virus unchecked throughout the world's Christian communities, threatening the very fabric of Christian faith. First of all, as a Christian figurehead, I am pained to find myself mostly alone in what I'm about to say. While myself and those who share my convictions stand unrecognized and unheard, the movement known as Chrislam gains ever more support and popularity in its politically correct destruction of Christianity. It's about time that someone spoke up, and I don't expect I'll be making any friends. Matter of fact, I expect I'll probably lose a few. That said, I've kept my opinion mostly to myself until now, but have been recently forced to speak up due to some very unkind accusations. So, I invite anyone who wants to bash my unwillingness to compromise my Christian faith to listen closely to what I have to say next. There is a very big difference between what Christians practice and believe and what Muslims practice and believe. Yet there are also some similarities as well. One of those is that the Quran uses many of the Bible's figures to build their own entirely different stories. But most importantly is that there are good Muslims and bad Christians, with neither truly participating in what their faith clearly dictates. A bad Christian would alter the core of their faith simply to become more politically correct, while a good Muslim would ignore the greater part of the Quran and accept an infidel as a friend. The truth is that these two faiths differ in even the most fundamental of ways. Even their most basic moral codes are in conflict, and they are literally spiritual water and oil that can never be mixed. The first and most important examples of these is Jesus Christ. He is God, not some half-wit prophet who married and then ran off into the desert to die of old age. No Muslim believes in Christ, and for that sake, nor does any Jew. Sadly, they killed Christ and still await a Messiah that has already come. Yet, this is what every Christian is required to believe. It is a simple fact that if you do not believe in Jesus Christ, you're not a Christian. The Bible itself clearly warns against mixing any other faiths with what he set up. It also shows us that God is a very rightfully jealous God and that he does not want any other gods but him. Also, nor are Christians out killing innocent people simply for their faith, while entire villages are buried in the name of Allah. Well, if that is Allah, then I know that our gods are not the same. Yahweh's commandments are clear. Thou shalt not kill, although I will defend the innocent with my life. I ask those who think that these faiths are so similar that they could coexist or even merge to answer a few questions for me. Why are Christians in Muslim lands afraid to practice their faith, while in Christian nations the Muslim has been free to practice their faith and prosper? I know that in America alone, they went as far as to create laws to protect every citizen's right to faith. This was called the freedom of religion, and that's what it was all about. Just to turn around and find our faith attacked at every angle. Our own acceptance of their right to believe in what they chose was turned against us and used as a weapon to take us down instead. The truth is in the Middle East, Christians are beaten, raped, and killed by the villageful, and the faithful Muslims believe that this is justifiable. Also know that I stand just as firmly against any false Christians who practice unchristian ways like the Westboro Baptists or the long-dead Crusaders. I would not just sit there and let people claiming to be of my faith do what these terrorists have done and not be perfectly clear that I stood against it. I was taught to love my brother, and I do, and I will, even right up until the moment that love has been proven sadly misplaced. Then you know what I'll do? I'll pray for them. And should it be clear that my life is in danger, make no mistake that when I say that my life is God's alone to take, and that for God forbid that it ever come to that, but I'll defend my life even to the death if it need be. In any event, I will stand firm in my faith, and I'm not sorry that I have no plans in changing that. But fair is fair. They have no plans in changing for me either. So are my words really unfair? To support their way, I have to crap on my faith or die. Well, if they accepted my way, we could have still been friends, but only as long as I'd been allowed to continue being exactly who I am now, which we all know is a no-can-do for them. It's written in the Quran. And if they can't accept me as I am, then this is honestly their problem, because I have no issue accepting people in all their many differences. I only have a problem with those who would try to make it their point to make my business theirs. In the end, there's only one way for this to work fairly for everyone, and that's for everyone to start accepting their neighbors exactly as they are, so that they will start accepting you exactly as you are. That means everyone being blind to all of each other's many differences. We must simply agree that we will always disagree, at least on some things, and that's okay. We need to learn that being different in itself is not a bad thing, and definitely not something that we should be afraid of. We are each entitled to our own personal views, but no one is ever entitled to pressing their views on another unless invited to do so. Anything else is intrusion, and I, for one, will always respond defensively to being intruded upon. This is my right as well as theirs. In closing, none of this should even be seen as judgment. It was a simple stating of truth to help clear up some very serious spiritual confusions, and to say that we are all free to choose where we stand. And while it's your choice to stand, your choice might be to stand with the Muslim faith, it is my right to stand forever proud with Christ, and forever proudly a Christian. But I will never stand with Chrislam. So brothers and sisters, if you agree with this message, please see that it's spread, because we all need to wake up, wise up, and to rise up for Christ. This is MV. Thank you for spending your time with me. God bless, and see you next time.